3 years old.
I'm recording.
Okay, so can you state the name for the camera?
For the camera?
For the camera.
Steve Johnson.
Okay. And you are a teacher at Eastern, correct?
Yes.
You teach the...
Do I keep talking to the camera, or?
It's either one
Oh, okay.
you prefer. Okay. You teach the yearbook and graphics class, correct?
Correct.
Alright, and you're also the creator of the yearbook. Like, you are like the main person of the yearbook.
What do you mean?
Like, you are like the head person of what decides what goes in the yearbook and what doesn't. Like, just the...
I guess so, in that I have final editorial control.
Yes.
Actually, I don't have final because technically the principal has
Well, yeah, you're
editorial control over me.
Almost. Yeah, you know
Called
what I
the
mean.
penultimate.
Okay.
There's the ultimate, no, right below that is the penultimate.
Okay. And you did not know can hardly read, is that right?
Say it again?
You did not know can hardly read?
No, I did not.
Okay. And you weren't here on April 9th at 3:40 or so, correct? Like, you were not here at 3:40.
Oh, I was not here. I was going to say.
April 9th.
No, I don't think I was.
Okay. And you have never used Perks before, right?
Used what?
Perks? Percocet?
What's a Percocet?
Yes. Okay. And you were on the 4th floor stairwell probably about 2 years ago, and that was the last time you were ever there. Okay. So there's a problem that we actually found Perks in your system, and your wife told us that you were actually here on April 9th.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a problem with the story about that because we found Perks in your system.
In my system?
And
The drug screening.
yeah, your drug screening, it came up positive.
It had been a mistake.
And then your wife told us that you were here on April 9th as well.
She did?
Yes. And you said you had never used Perks before, but we found in your system, so you were using Perks. Isn't that?
How'd you find it in my system? It's got to be a mistake. It's called a false positive.
Okay. And you said you weren't here on April 9th, but your wife said that you were.
Let's go back to the perks you're calling them?
Percocet, yeah.
Percocets.
Yeah.
It's got to be a mistake.
It's not a mistake.
Do you know what a false positive is?
Yes, I know what a false positive is.
Then how do you know this wasn't a false positive?
Because our team did it several times, and it took them a while to...
How many times did they do it?
I'm not exactly sure. I just know they did it more than once. So you're saying you've never used Percocet, it's a false positive.
Alright. So, but what's a Percocet?
Percocet is a drug
For what?
for painkillers.
For pain. It's a drug for painkillers?
Like, it's for pain.
It is a painkiller.
It's a painkiller.
Yeah, it's painkiller.
Synonymous with oxycodone.
It's what?
It's synonymous with oxycodone.
Synonymous?
Yes.
Or analogous?
It's the same thing as oxycodone.
Is it oxycodone?
It is a form
It's a
of
different.
it, yes.
It's a different form of it.
What's it look like?
We're not sure. We do know that it was positive in your toxicology screen. We know that the sign-in records indicate that you were here as well as your wife. So we know you were here on April 9th, which is a Wednesday. We know that through multiple testing you were positive for this drug. And you repeatedly admit that you were not here and that you did not have something to do with the drug.
Alright. The here and not here, that was probably just a mistake.
Yeah, because people forget sometimes. We understand that.
But, in terms of the Percocets, alright, I do have a problem with my knee. And Helson said she could have something for me that would help it. And I did, so yeah, I did get them from her.
From Ms. Wilson, okay. So it was like pretty much for your knee, so you were pressured into it, like since all the other teachers are doing it, you felt pressured.
Yeah, I'm not 13 at a kegger in the woods. No, it was, she has them, and she said she could give me a couple.
So you got them from Ms. Helson?
Yes.
And that's where you got it?
Yes.
Okay. Right. And then I guess
And then why would your wife be saying that you weren't, or that you were here, and that she wasn't here? Do you know why she
Say it
would
again.
say that? Do you know why your wife would say that you were here and that she was not, that she was picking up the kids?
Um, unless it's an honest mistake like I made, you just get confused on the day. Um, but I don't know.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, or?
Get anything out before we get anything else into this investigation that could help us and clear your name or give you a deal or anything like that?
Deal? Offer me a deal?
If you give us what we need to...
Look, there's something else. But you've got to, can you promise me that, I mean, this deal thing, what are you going to do for me?
Make sure that your name is cleared and that you don't get in as much trouble as the person that you're trying to...
You want me to flip?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you want me to, all right, look, I don't have a whole lot.
This is whatever you got, we'll take.
But she was in the teacher's lounge, she was one day,
Who was?
Helson. And she was pretty upset. And she was telling somebody that she was angry that she thought that person had shorted them.
Shorter than? Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Did you try talking to your wife about it later on?
I asked her and she just said, "Don't worry about it."
You're not worried about this at all? I mean, because it is your wife. I understand if you get worried. I mean, it's a common thing. I definitely can understand if you got worried about it.
She said, "Don't worry about it," so I didn't worry about it.
All right.
Alrighty. Well,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So-
For your time.
So I want to make sure I don't get, what kind of proof am I going to get that I'm not going to get in trouble?
We'll be able to clear you through, Mr. Bell.
Yeah, we'll make sure that you...
We'll make sure that
you
you're
gave us all
fine.
the things that we needed, and you're fine, and you're not in any way involved in what we're...
All right, because all I did was just take a couple pills for my wife because my knee hurt.
And that's what we'll definitely
We'll make
clarify
sure
with
that
Mr.
they know.
Benham. So
All right.
you're good with it.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
Mr.
much.
Jones.